Hey, how you doing? I had one of my viewers made a rather good suggestion about putting a video or a photograph of an actual aircraft on here. So, thanks to Dustin, that's what I'm doing here. Now you can see on the right wingtip is the green avoidance light. On the left is a red avoidance light, and what I assume to be landing lights in the middle of the aircraft. That's 1 second at 268 millimeters for perspective. Now, this particular image right here is only 85 millimeters. You notice up in the right hand corner is what I'm going to focus on here. Get a little bit closer to this thing, and you can see the lighting configuration does not match up to a standard aircraft. So this is not something that's FAA approved as far as I can tell. It doesn't look like that at all. Now let's look at this here a little bit closer. I think this is a solid object right here, even though it's lighting up from the inside. I think both of these are solid objects. But what I noticed here is this reflection on what I think is the surface of this solid object. It's being picked up from this light right here, whatever this is causing a reflection on the surface of these objects here. And notice this has got some red light on the top of it, and this is just solid red. Those are not aircraft colors. If they were, they sure wouldn't look like that. Now this here, this is not an aircraft either, unless it's doing a spiral in mid-flight. You know what I'm saying? I think this is two different objects flying along together that are bound together somehow by plasma or magnetic fields. It's clearly not an airplane. Doesn't look like that at all. Now this object right here, this is just a photograph. I put this on here for a reason because I've got a video that I want to show you of what I think is a similar object to this. This particular photograph here is 300 millimeters for 2 seconds. Look at it a little bit closer here. And you can see some striations running through the object as it's moving along. And the angle that it's spiraling at is almost perpendicular to the striations. And you can see it powering up. I'll put it in black and white here so I can look at it a little bit better. See these striations running at this angle? And it appears to be spinning at this angle. For whatever reason, I suppose if you're a physicist or something, you know why that is. But these are at 90-degree angles almost between the object and the flight path of it. You can see it's powered up here a little bit, powered up here again as it's flying along. But anyway, like I said, I've got a video here of something that's very similar to that object right there. Let's check this guy out and watch him pulse. At first glance, it might look like an airplane in the distance because of the flashing on the strobe flashes there, but clearly it's not. Now these are some screen grabs of that thing, and this is it gets a little confusing to try to tell right from left and left to right from a perspective of looking at it and the object itself. So this is on the left side of the object, our right hand side, and this is one of the flashes or the strobes. Now this should be red, okay, if it is an airplane, because that's on the plane's left hand side, and it's not. It's almost a green color. So you just kind of got to rule out the airplane aspect here. Now this is what I was talking about, that photograph that I just showed you that was 300 millimeters. You see this striation running through this object here? Now I just wonder if I had a video of that photograph, if it wouldn't end up doing stuff like this is doing. And it's holding this this flash or this strobe rather close to the object itself when it does that. So I think it's a magnetic pulse of some kind, And here you can see one off to its right hand side, our left. Now it's got a little bit of green to it, but the rest of the colors just don't add up to being a standard airplane. Now here it is through the favorite filter of mine in slow motion, and I'll show you some screen grabs of it. Now you can see those magnetic resonance lines is what I call them, because that's what I think they are. And there's one of the pulse flashes off to its right, our left. And again, you can see the striations running through the object over the surface of it. And to me, that's just, look at that. That is incredible, I think. Anyway, this is a screen grab of it. Now, this would be its right-hand side, okay? So there shouldn't be any red on its right-hand side or left. That should be green, so you can have an indication of which way an airplane's traveling. So that doesn't add up at all. And these striations running through here that I call magnetic resonance. I was thinking earlier, if these things are more advanced than what we think, and they're from somewhere else, okay? And if this thing is, bear with me here for a minute, if this is a slowed down version of beyond light speed, okay, could these possibly be gravity waves and not magnetic resonance lines? I'm just kind of trying to think outside the box here, because this does not look like a Chinese lantern to me. It's not a standard aircraft of any kind that I'm familiar with. So this has got to be beyond our normal, rational realm of thinking. So, like I said, these could be gravity waves, magnetic resonance waves, but they're clearly something that we're not familiar with or used to. But that's just fascinating, that particular screen grab there. So anyway, thanks again to Dustin for suggesting I put the aircraft photographs on here for, some kind of perspective when you're looking at these things here. And I've got another one on the way here that's pretty cool, I think, anyway. So anyway, thanks for watching, and appreciate it. Make sure you take care out there no matter what you're doing. Thanks again.